Hello, City of Perris. I'm Stephen Hale from the Clarence Muse Center in Perris, California, and this is Perris TV. Veterans from the Perris chapter of the American Legion Post 595 and the Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 888 conducted a 9/11 remembrance ceremony on Friday, September 11th in Perris, California. The City of Perris authorized the event, which was conducted in accordance with local guidelines, including social distancing practices and face coverings, and live-streamed the ceremony on the city's Facebook page. Karina Espinoza has more on this story.
Karina Espinoza reporting from the American Legion, where the City of Perris remembers the victims of 9/11 and their loved ones.
I was activated after 9/11. I knew nobody at the Trade Center or anybody on the planes, but I was home. I got a phone call from my daughter who was back in Pennsylvania. I woke up and I was recuperating from an operation, and I sat there on my couch and watched it and cried. So that's, and it's one of those things where it just hits you. You just cry. All these people lost their lives. So my main goal is to remember our first responders today.
We need to remember, the most important thing to me is how we came together that day. The whole country came together. We need to do that now more than ever. It's just a good thing that we don't forget.
It affects everybody. It's one of those things that you remember the rest of your life. Where were you?
Time may pass, but we will never forget the victims of 9/11.
Thank you, Karina. To watch the full ceremony, visit the Perris Today Facebook page at Perris Today. In addition to the 9/11 ceremony, the city also unveiled the 20th Satellite Garden in the Grow Perris initiative. This garden is located at VFW Post 888 and is intended to honor our local veterans and brave men and women who served in the United States Armed Forces. The garden was completed by efforts from VFW volunteers and city staff maintenance and operations personnel. Staff and volunteers created a garden containing lettuce, tomatoes, and flowers around the perimeter, as well as the installation of all 5 military flags. This beautiful garden could not have been possible without the help of our wonderful partner, Evergreen, whose generous contributions allowed for the beautification of this garden for our heroes. Currently, there are more than 30 partners in the Grow Perris initiative with the goal of reaching 30 gardens. Now it's time for one of my favorite segments, Building with Brad, where we check in on our city construction projects with our good friend, Mr. Brad Brophy. Brad, what do you have for us this week?
Thanks, Stephen. The first project I'd like to talk about is the ongoing citywide street rehabilitation project. The project will require various neighborhood roadways to be closed off during the day. Door hangers and no parking signs will be posted a few days ahead of time prior to any street closure. Another project I'd like to give an update on is the ongoing I-215 at Placentia Interchange project. This $31 million project recently started construction and is the first phase of the 16-mile Mid-County Parkway project. Construction for the interchange should be completed by 2022. Please contact the City Engineer's Office at 951-943-6504 with any questions or concerns. Thank you, and now back to Stephen.
Thanks, Brad. Our final story today includes the conclusion of the newly built home in downtown Perris. The City of Perris Housing Authority announced the winner of the newly constructed affordable housing unit for rent by the city. The city-owned 1,883 square foot single-family home is located in downtown Perris across from Mercado Park. Mrs. Stephanie Arredondo was announced as the winner of the lottery drawing and will enter a standard residential 1-year lease with the City of Perris, estimated to begin on October 1st. Monthly rent will be calculated in accordance with Section 8 guidelines, or roughly 30% of the total household income. The Housing Authority accepted entries for qualified individuals to enter the lottery to select a tenant for this home, with the lottery held on Monday, September 14th. 16 total and completed applications were submitted, but only 14 applicants were qualified for the lottery. Now for a look at your 5-day forecast, here's Karina with the weather.
Thanks, Stephen. Slightly cooler this week with highs in the high 80s to 90s. Warm winds will continue to blow out of the west to southwest. The air quality will be poor due to multiple fires taking place throughout the region. So take care and stay indoors when possible. Stay safe, Perris. Back to you, Stephen.
Thanks, Karina. Hey, don't forget to register to vote in the upcoming 2020 election if you haven't done so already. The City of Perris is encouraging all residents to participate in the 2020 election for federal, state, and local voting. 12 different propositions are on the state ballot and will be available for review in the state and county voter guides, which should be mailed out in the coming days. For more information on the 2020 election, visit www.voteinfo.net or call 951-486-7200. And please continue to take the 2020 census. Your efforts have not gone unnoticed, and we are proud to see our percentage rise to upwards of 64%. However, there's still more work to be done, and any and all residents are encouraged to participate. To take the 2020 census, please visit my2020census.gov. That's it for your weekly update. Don't forget to follow us on the Perris Today Facebook page, and be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at City of Perris, and subscribe to the Perris TV YouTube channel. From the Clarence Muse Center in Perris, California, I'm Stephen Hale, and that's the Muse.